wanted to go down a trip on memory lane to the year 2015. I think this game came out, and it's Test Drive Unlimited 2, which was such a fun game when it dropped. I was just about to get the new one that just came out, the Solar Crown, but I was looking at a couple of videos and reviews, and that game has been getting a lot of bad reviews, honestly, about the constant online and the game just not being polished and the lack of cars and no housing and no clothes, and just the game just felt rushed and kind of empty. And it got me just wondering, like, what happened to gaming? You know, I was kind of looking forward to that game personally myself, because I had so much fun playing Test Drive 2 back in the day. It's been almost 13 years or more at this point. And when I first saw the announcement, or when I first saw a video about them releasing the new one, I was just like, oh man, let's go, because I just haven't had a really strong racing game lately. The Horizons aren't really my cup of tea. Like, they remind me of the Test Drive, but the last Horizon that came out, I just can't play it. Like, every time I went to download it on my computer, it just would not work. And I tried a bunch of different tools, a bunch of different tips that I saw on YouTube and a lot of different forums, and the most it would do was load into the game. I could kind of play one race, and then after that it just would freeze, and I just couldn't play it anymore. So I just deleted that. And then the new Forza Motorsports has gotten incredibly bad reviews, and honestly I just didn't even want to bother, because it would have just made me tweak out, because that game's been slowly going downhill. And then the Need for Speed games haven't really been too strong either, honestly. And then of course probably my favorite racing game, Gran Turismo, that I've been playing for years. I just haven't been playing recently because I don't have a PlayStation anymore. I got rid of my PlayStation a while ago, and I never got a 5 because after the whole COVID thing, and it just put a bad taste in my mouth. And then I ended up building my gaming PC, and honestly I kind of just been on PC for a long time, so I haven't really been able to play COVID. I haven't been able to play Gran Turismo because it's not on PC. So I was kind of looking forward and hoping that game might slap when it came out, but looks like it's going to be a letdown. And I just feel like games in general have just, it's like they just aren't like the classics. And even this game, 13 years, I mean, is a long time, right? But which is crazy, because I remember playing this game vividly when it came out back in the day. And it was just so much fun. Like, even now, it just still looks good. Like, the car models look amazing still. To me, they look very solid. And then, of course, I got everything on high settings. For some reason, I couldn't figure out how to get the game out of window mode. There's just no option for it. And then also, it's been freezing, which is weird. I mean, because they don't have the servers anymore. You just have to play it all the time offline.
Hey,
And
I don't have all day.
I don't care, bro. Call me again and I'm gonna rock you. But but yeah, and obviously I don't have any of my saved. I played hours and hours and hours on this game, but everything's gone, because I'm surprised that Steam let me re-download it. It took a little bit of doing because the servers aren't working anymore. Obviously, it's a 13-year-old game, but I managed to get it up and running, but it does freeze every now and then. But it still looks, these car models can roll up and down the windows. Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's so crazy. Indicator. That looks pretty good.
You can change radio stations and adjust the volume. You can also choose to switch the radio off.
Got the radio station. Oh. Alright, turn it down. Yeah, man. It's just... Okay, I can't figure out. Okay, there we go. Dude, that is cool, man. I mean, 13-year-old game. It's just
When you meet another player in Freeride, you can either invite them to an instant challenge or a cooperative game mode. To do this, you only need to flash your headlights.
oh, that can't be a real player because this isn't online anymore. But yeah, man, it just seems like games nowadays, they just don't hit the same. Like, they're rushed. I would say the engine noises on a lot of the cars aren't great. The engine noises on like the
Your
Ferraris and
destination
stuff
is a half a mile away.
are pretty dope, but the for all the other side cars, the engine sounds aren't great. But the way they look are amazing. And it just seems like they don't. I don't want to say the heart and the passion isn't there, because I would like to think it is, right? I mean, I think devs nowadays really do care about what they're putting out, but I just think that the incentive, I don't know, or the money grab is just real, man. And obviously the new test drive, I don't think they've been working on it for 13 years. I mean, probably only been working on it, I haven't looked it up, but probably the last 4 or 5. And it seems like even nowadays 4 or 5, 6 years just isn't enough time to.
Hey, it's Tess. Your appearance is important if you're gonna be on TV, but the look of your car is just as important.
Ain't nobody asked you. And it just feels like they don't put. I don't want to say the effort, but maybe gaming is so much harder nowadays, and creating games is so much harder that they just maybe they need 10, 20 years to actually put out a game that's going to have, features from games that are 20 years old. I mean, that game seems like the new test drives, just the videos I'm watching, they don't even have features that are from this game, the previous game. They take away things and they add things that no one asked for or no one wants. I mean, I get gaming and game development is an art form, but I do think, the people who love that original game, that's what a lot of people want. And I'm not saying you can't add on, you can't innovate. I mean, you can't add to what people already are, already love or already like. I don't see why you have to take something just to be able to call it your own and just completely change it and add some stuff in that no one likes. I mean, I don't think, windows and radios and a roof going up and down, or a convertible top going up and down, or a house, is that all copyrighted? If it's not the same studio that takes over the IP, can they not use assets or ideas from the previous game into the new game? Or I just don't. It's just odd to me how game developers will take an IP, and instead of sitting down and thinking like, hey, the original game or whatever the game before had a bunch of great ideas, a bunch of, we should take that and improve it, add on to it. If all they do is update the car roster and update the graphical engine, the graphics, and or the location, or if really if that's all it turns into, I mean, that's fine. You don't have to I think people feel like they have to recreate the wheel for something to feel original to them, and I just don't think that's the case. I mean, if a lot of devs, they want things to be a passion project, but everyone says, well, they're beholden to shareholders and they have to make all this money, and it's like, well, if that's the case, a surefire way to do that will be to use the original ideas from the game that was very successful and just add on to that, or make it even better. And I feel like they don't even do that. They just completely change the game and make it less than what it was before, and people get hyped about this stuff, which is, I guess, their fault. I don't know, but people get excited for projects or new games, and when they actually get the material, it's just not as good. Now, for sure, the graphics of the cars are very great. They, like I said, I already said that, but the graphics on the cars look amazing. the world isn't bad. The world does look like 2013 or whatever, but the cars. If I saw this car model in a game from this year, I would say, oh yeah, that looks great. Like, the car models hold up.
At the next intersection, turn left. Turn left.
And I like how the little the little cars driving, they all put their turn signals on, so you know exactly what it is they're doing. They don't just stop randomly in the middle of the road and you crash into the back of them. Man, I remember all the videos where people make where they'll just cruise around and try to obey all the traffic laws, and they have like some back with the YouTube days where you could actually put music onto your videos without getting demonetized or copyright striked. People used to, I remember watching them back then too and being so blown away, like, yo, that looks crazy. Man, you know, I do miss those days in YouTube. I feel like YouTube is missing something from the old time, you know, the 2000 and before 2010 and that era. Man, it was some good content came out of it. Not saying there's no good content now. I mean, there definitely is, but you know, when things, sometimes you overcomplicate something and it just takes away their magic. Especially when it comes to gaming, for sure. Like, I feel like games just, they release too soon in an effort to just have a product out, and they expect people to wait, you know, 2, 3, 4 years with all these updates just so the game can get to a point of where it should have been when it first released. I just think that's just unrealistic, in my opinion.
The racing school will allow you to obtain licenses required to participate in championships.
Yeah, this game is cool, man. It's kind of a bummer I don't have all my cars from before. I should find a dealership.
Are you all set up at home now?
Why, look here, Todd. It seems there's a new competitor at Solar Crown. Do you mind doing the introductions?
I'd like to present you Miami Harris. She will be one of your opponents for this competition.
Let's hope you have more talent for racing than you do for dressing. Somebody needs to give you some advice on style. Come see me. I mean, after I finished beating you. Ciao.
A word to the wise. Watch your back around Miami. She can get really crazy behind the wheel, and she'll do just about anything to make sure she wins a race. Of course, before anything else, you've still got to get that license.
The character models aren't scary. They look pretty good. During the cutscenes, they look a little odd, but when they're static like this, they look pretty good. I mean, they're not photorealistic, but, you know, they look pretty sharp. And even this room looks pretty good. There's no jagged edges, no artifacting. Looks pretty solid to me. Shadows look pretty good.
Let's see how you're doing during this simple exercise. Drive your vehicle successfully through the bend and control your braking to stop the vehicle inside the zone.
What's wrong? What's happening? My car isn't moving. What did I
Don't
do?
be discouraged. You're almost there.
Did I break something? Oh, there it goes. That was weird. Hey, let's go.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank
It
you.
really looks like you've got the hang of this.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let's quit this racing school.
You have reached your destination.
Let's see if we can find a... Last time I tried this, the game froze. Is it gonna freeze? Looks freezy. Looks like it froze. Looks like it's gonna freeze. I don't know, it's not moving. Well, regardless, it's an old game and it's being weird because it's only online only or something like that. I don't know, but it's trying to play in offline mode when it's an online game. I don't know, but regardless, man, good times, man. Good times played on this game, and it's kind of sad that the new game can't really live up to this current game. But you know what, though? What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this, and I'm going to do a clip of me driving I'm going to find a dealership, do a test drive, and with the magic of editing, I will return. All right, this was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. For some reason, I can't open the map at all in this game, or it freezes. So I was able to find this dealer. I was looking for Ferrari, but I found this, and the Ford is pretty dope. The Ford GT. That sounds dope. Only got a certain amount of time because I can only test drive, so I don't have the money. Pull the windows down. That's pretty sick. Like I said, the handling in this game isn't bad. It's a little it's a little understeery, but that's to be expected. It's easier to deal with understeer than it is with oversteer, so I feel like games will normally go with more understeer. But yeah, man, this is pretty cool. Oh my god. That was a little weird. Man, that was pretty cool. Let's do something else. Let's do the Camaro. Like how it has that little startup at the beginning. They can give you a little bit more time on the test drive, man. Like, come on. like the physics. I mean, I like the handling model. It's not horrible. It's not overly like kind of like some of the Horizon games, and the Need for Speeds are just super like oversteery to promote drifting. You know what I mean? Like just artificial drifting too. Like it's just I don't know. I don't think. Whoa, this has no handling. I mean, I know it's a muscle car, so it's not really for. It's pretty cool. Do I take over? Man, so many hours played in this game, man. Like I was saying, it's just unfortunate, you know, the future we've find ourselves in with current gaming and, you know, more older gaming with these original games, man. It just, you know, it's hard not to say that the games back then didn't feel more passionate, you know. Like I feel like it was, you know, it was how can we make a good game, and then it was how could we make money, you know. And sometimes, not every game, because there are some games back in the day that just weren't great, they were bad, right? But the majority, I feel like now it's some good games, a lot of bad games, and some okay games. I know people are riding the indie train nowadays. They're like, oh, indie games are better than ever. You know, there are good games out there. You just got to find them. You just got to give them a try or whatever. And that I believe that is true. I have definitely found a few indie games that I play and I posted on my channel that are fun. You know, they were like $10 or something like that for sure. But you know, even those games a lot of the times are in early release or early access, you know what I mean? And then you have to wait until the developers decide they want to update it, which is fine if you're going to charge me, you know, $15, you know, or $10. I can live with that 100%, but you know, it still kind of takes me back to days like this when, man, I can't remember how much when I first bought this game. It was like one of the first PC games I think I ever had was Test Drive Unlimited 2, I believe. And it didn't feel like it needed anything when I bought it. You know, maybe it was because I was younger and that really wasn't on my mind, but it really felt like this game had everything that it really needed. It was fun, it had all the cars, it had missions, it had the graphics. Now the graphics, my computer back then, now the game didn't look bad, but even, you know, but I had it wasn't even a gaming computer. It was just a regular computer that I just played games on that I got from, I think, my mom or something. I can't remember exactly, but so that I didn't have the graphics turned up at all. I think they were all low, whatever. But it still looked good to me, even with the low graphics back then. But now that I can play everything on high, which is, my computer's, you know, a beast. But anyway, it looks great to me. It looks really good, and the fact that other than it freezing, because for whatever bug is developed through the years, I can play this game, right? I'm playing it actually, obviously right now, and it's fine. Like I want to play more. I want to get more cars. I want to, you know, level up. And I don't think that's nostalgia talking, because there's plenty of games that I was nostalgic for, and I went back and kind of played them, and I was like, it's for the times, you know. And you moved on. But this, I don't feel that way. I don't feel like this game was just for the times. I feel like it's pretty. You know, I wouldn't go it's not timeless, but it's definitely, you know, it was so good that even now I'm like, hey, you know, I want to play. You know, I'm not playing it and thinking, that wasn't as good as I remember. You know, the handling feels good, the cars look great, The environments are great. You know, even for now, I don't think it's unplayable. I mean, yeah, there's some weird shadowing with the trees. The tree models aren't the best, but the roads aren't bad. The roads look good. The lighting is okay. You know, the cars are getting dirtier as I hit the dirt roads. If I run into something, there's damage. I mean, what more could you ask for, really? You know. And it's traffic. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it feels like I'm on a road. It feels lively. It doesn't feel empty at all. I don't know, man. It's just a great game, and it's just, you know, it's unfortunate that the new one seemingly isn't living up to the hype that it had behind it. And I guess a lot of things I've read or seen on the videos that they're gonna add like housing and clothes and stuff like that in season 4 apparently, which is like a year or 2 away in their pipeline. But no one's gonna stick around for that, especially not a racing game. I mean, I just don't think it's gonna hold people's attention for that long. You know, a lot of people I read too in the comments, you know, were saying that they already had gotten a refund for the game, which is not good. If people are instantly refunding your game, something's wrong, man. And I just don't see how these developers, you know, with the passion that you would think they would have,
In this store, you can find
wouldn't
clothes
test
and
their
accessories
game
to change your
and
character's
know,
style.
oh yeah, this just isn't gonna fly. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, people aren't gonna like this. You know, we need to do better. We need to hold the game longer and add more to it. You know, or just have an honest conversation with people. You know, before the game even comes out. Like, hey, look, guys, we really want to make this game great. You know, we just need you guys to kind of bear with us. We're going to put way more into the game. If you guys want to purchase it now, wonderful. We're going to release it early. But if you guys want to, you know, wait and hold out till the game gets better, that's great too. You know what I mean? I just feel like they don't have these conversations. They just allow the hype train to march on. And the game comes out and they know that they didn't put their foot in it, as the saying goes. Let's try another one. This video is kind of pushing it as it is. Let's see what they got. They got the Lotus, the James Bond car. That's what the Aston Martin will be forever and ever for me. Nothing else but the James Bond car. Let's do a test drive. This sounds pretty good. Graphics look good, man. I'm gonna keep saying it, but 13-year-old game. Chickened out. Oh. 140? That's as fast as this car can go? Seems kind of slow. Oh, okay, here we go, 150. Oh, this car can handle. Oh, the brakes are good too. Yeah, say what you want, man. These graphics are impressing me. Now the cars that are driving on the road with me, I mean, they don't look the best. Kind of some clipping going on with the wheels, but they're not horrible. They don't stick out. Can you hear the backfiring? Got the Butterbotoon. Yeah, I mean, hey man, what more can you ask for? We didn't know what we had till we didn't have it anymore. But with that being said, man, if you guys are feeling nostalgic, just hop on the Steam, download something you haven't played in a long time, and just enjoy it, man. Just let yourself be taken back to a simpler time, a better time in our gaming history. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you tune in to the next one, sub, and all that stuff that the YouTubers say in their videos. And I hope you have a good one. Peace.